Is unit number 3. Unit number 3 is a poem and title of poem is Good Timber. Today we will do reading and complete the glossary of the text, complete the glossary of the poem. First year subject English. Unit number 3, Good Timber. Good Timber, it is written by Douglas Malik. Good timber means timber is a wood used for making furnitures or use it in making homes. Good timber, अच्छी इमारती लकड़ी. Good timber. First of all, I'll introduce this poem to you. This poem uses metaphor comparing trees to human beings, that how trees and strong men are formed through hardships and struggles. It is inspirational poem. The tone of the poem is very inspirational. Good timber. The tree that never had to fight for sun and sky and air and light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king, but lived and died a scrubby thing. Scrubby means inferior. Scrubby thing, inferior. The tree that never had to fight, the tree which never fight for the sun and the sky and the air and light, but stood out in the open plain. It stood in the open plain and always got its share of rain. It stood in the plain and it got its share of rain. Never become a forest king. Forest kings, a prominent or important thing, but lived and died a scrubby thing. Scrubby things, it means inferior things. So it never become a main or important thing, but it lived and died a scrubby thing. In first stanza, the poet wants to express that the tree that never made any struggle for getting sunlight, sky, air and light only stood in the open plain and get the share of rain. And such type of trees will never become or take a prominent position. It lived and died without getting any prominent position. Now coming to stanza number 2. The man who never had to toil to gain and farm his patch of soil, who never had to win his share of sun and sky and light and air, never became a manly man, but lived and died as he began. The man who never had to toil. Toil means struggle, jodojahad. To gain and farm his patch of soil. To gain his piece of land and then farm it, to grow something in it. Who never had to win his share of sky and sun and light and air, never became a manly man. Manly man, a strong man, but lived and died as he began. He just lived and he died in the same way as he was lived. He never make any progress in his life. The poet expresses his opinion that the person who never had to make effort to get land and farm of it and had to win its share of sun, sky, light and air and other elements of life without any effort. He never became a well-disciplined, strong, hard-working man. He lived and died as he began without any development. Stanza number 3. Good timber does not grow with ease. The stronger wind, the stronger trees, the further sky, the greater length, the more the storm, the more the strength. By sun and cold, by rain and snow, in trees and men, good timbers grow. In this stanza, the poet uses metaphor of tree for a man. So he wants to say that A tree that is going to live a good and successful life does not grow with ease. It faces strongest winds and further sky, faraway sky. The more it bears hardships means the cold, the rain, the snow, these are termed as hardships, it will become more stronger. These things make the timber and the man good. Now coming to stanza number 4. Where thickest lies the forest growth, we find the patriarchs of both, and they hold counsel with the star, whose broken branches show the scars. Many winds and much of strife, this is the common law of life. Where the thickest means dense, Gunjanabad, lies the forest growth, we find the patriarchs. Patriarchs means a male head of a family, a male head of a class or order. And they hold counsel with the stars, and they hold means keep. Counsel means consult with the stars, whose broken branches show the scars. Scars means zakham ke nishan. Of many winds and much of strife. Strife means conflict, struggle in life. This is the common law of life. In this stanza, the poet wants to describe that both good man and good timber lie in the thickest part of the forest. From there, they are able to talk to stars and hold and keep counseling with them. The broken branches and the wounds on their bodies testify to fact that they have faced hardship in life, winds, and made great efforts, because this is the common law of life. In this poem, the poet has used this metaphor for people, comparing it with trees. In stanza number 1, the poet wants to say is that the trees are man that never made any struggle for getting essential things of life will never become important, and they died inferior. In stanza number 2, the poet wants to say that those people who do not work hard, they cannot develop their social, moral, and economic position. They live and die without any improvement. They live and die without any improvement. They never become a manly man. They never get that important position in their life. And they live and die without any improvement, or they die just as they were born, without any improvement. In stanza number 3, the poet wants to say that good timber is that which overcomes adversities and encounters stronger winds and unfavorable conditions throughout life. Then it becomes important, good, and beneficial to the society. The trees and the man, they never grow, they does not grow with ease. So it faces struggles in life, and then it become beneficial for themselves and for their society. In stanza number 4, the poet wants to say that a person can achieve his true potential by overcoming adversity, hard work, unfavorable and difficult situation in his life. It polishes them and make them good human beings and a good timber. This is the common law of life. It is an inspirational poem, and it gives us inspiration to struggle for our life and got a prominent position in our life, it is not possible facing difficulties and struggling for it. Now coming to glossary. Scrubby thing. Scrubby thing means inferior in size or quality. Inferior in size or quality. Patch of soil. Area of land or soil with grass growing on it. Patch means a piece of patch, a small piece of soil. Manly man. A manly man is a man that is usually stoic, hardworking, and self-disciplined. He will complete the task he is given and would only rarely give up, हौसला हार देना, कोई काम छोड़ देना, when the odds are against him. He recognizes his faults and admits that he is not a perfect being, just like everyone else. Patriarchs. A person regarded as the father or founder of an order or class, or head of a class, or head or founder of a class. Your activity is that you have to learn glossary of the poem. Thank you.